Hey everyone, you're watching the From WordPress to Statamic YouTube channel. My name is Michael. Today I want to talk about this new dictionary field type that just came out this week. I've got the blog post up here that you might have seen already, but let's just take a look real quick. So basically what it does is sort of like a select where everything is defined manually in the config, as it says, which can be a little cumbersome. This gives us the option to define stuff in an external file, like a JSON or a YAML file. Let's take a quick look together and see just how much easier life can be using this instead of something else to define something a little bit complex. Let me just pull up the documentation really quickly. And as you can see, in this file that goes in the resources dictionaries directory, you can just drop in a JSON file like this. It's really simple key value pairs. And then this can serve as the data for this dictionary. I've got something set up in my about page where I'm showing a Google map with locations. And for each one, I have to fill out the data here, give it a name, give it its coordinates and stuff like that, give it a taxonomy. And I'll have to do that for each one. It can take a long time, but rather than doing this, I can set up my dictionary using this JSON file. So over here, my dictionaries in resources, dictionaries, I've already got my JSON here. And I'm basically replicating the data that I've got in here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my field sets. Well, I'm going to leave, sure. And I'm going to edit my Google Map locations. And so rather than this locations, I'm going to create a new field. I'm going to find the dictionary. I'm going to call it restaurants. And I'll scroll down here, and down in the options, I need to select a file. And it's looking in this resources dictionaries directory, which is what I've got over here on the right side. I'm going to call it restaurants.json. And I'm going to use the name here, and this will be the location. But I'll have access to all the rest of this data in my template as well. Select apply, and I'll save. I'll go back to my pages. Now, before I make use of that, I'm just going to go into my other tab here. This is what I have using the sort of the repeater thing, where I've got these locations, and I can select each of them there. And I can filter a little bit using those taxonomies. And it's working pretty nicely. So if I go back and I click into my interactive Google map there, I'm just going to collapse that. Collapse. And now you see I've got this new dictionary here. And I've got all these things that correspond to the JSON over on the right side. So I can select all those. Some restaurants near me. There we go. Save that. Okay, I'll give it a refresh. And right now I'm still using the data from the locations field here. So I'm going to switch into my template, and I'm just going to replace everything with my restaurants. And I'm going to scroll down to where I'm using that. So this is the locations, and right now I can just change this to restaurants. Restaurants, which is the handle for my field. And that should change. I should now have 4 of them. There we go. But I still only have 3 pins. Right, and so, inside of my restaurant tag pair, I've got the name, the short description. This just corresponds to all the stuff that's right here. Got the name, short description. This stuff will come in handy in just a second when I scroll down to the very bottom here, where I can pass in the entire object as JSON. Restaurants. And I give it a refresh. And there we go. Now I've got all 4 of my data points right there. And I can carry on and see if my filtering is working. And I can see that on the map it's working, but over here on the left, it is not. So let me see what I forgot. So if I scroll back up here. Okay, well, I think now in my new data, there's no key there. So I just refresh. There we go. Now I get my list, and I can click into each one as I want to. There we go. And it's working just great. And just to make sure that, proving that this is the real data, let's just make sure I can change this. Let's go back, let's call this hamburgers. There we go. Okay, and so that is our new dictionary field type. It's so easy to just drop in this file inside of my resources directory, and then once I create the dictionary field type, all I have to do is select the file name basically, and there it is. I can edit this as I want. I don't have to go through any of the control panel for editing my content anymore. It saves me a lot of time and it's super easy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.